Hello guys, this is Chakri, an ERP consultant. Today in this video I am going to explain you about the database email in SQL Server. You might be wondering what is this database email. In all the ERP softwares, there are so many reports which can be scheduled as per the ERP standards. Now, there are some reports which are very logical, cannot be scheduled, and these reports you can achieve through an SQL Management Studio database management. Now, I will explain you how to configure this database email and send the SQL query report to a recipient using SQL database email. Why are we waiting for? Let's configure the SQL Server Configuration Manager, SQL Server Agent, and write a store procedure through an SQL Management Studio and show you how to send the email to the recipient. Let's go to SQL Configuration Manager. Please make sure you have SQL standard version, license version to be installed, and this can be achieved only if you have a license standard version. Let's go to SQL Configuration Manager right now. To configure the database email, first you need to go to the SQL Server Configuration Manager. Let me go to the Configuration Manager. When you install SQL, you will see the SQL Server Configuration Manager. Click on SQL Configuration Manager. Here you have SQL Server Agent. SQL Server Agent. Make sure this Server Agent services are on. In case if the Server Agent services are off, you can see the server agent is marked red in color. If you want to on the services, just right click on that and click on start. When you click on start, the server agent will get activated. Once this is activated, now you can go to the SQL Management Studio. Let me go to the SQL Management Studio now. I'll just close this. I'll just go with the shortcut SSMS. I'll click on SQL Management Studio. When you click on SQL Management Studio, you can see the SQL instances here. You can select the respective instances. This is my instance, server name called Chakri, and I will log in into SQL Server authentication mode. I'll just connect to this. Once you are connected to this, here you have SQL Server Agent and you have management. Okay, you have management as well as you have server agent. In management, you have database mail. Now, how to configure this database mail? Make sure you are through with your SQL query, and this SQL query you have to write in a store procedure form. Okay, if your query is through, you can write a store procedure. Okay, first I'll show you how to configure the database mail. When you want to configure the database mail, right click on the database mail and click on configure database mail and click on next. Here you have an options. You have an options called set up database mail by performing the following task. 1. Create a new email profile, manage a database mail account and profile, and manage profile security and view or changes the system parameters. Let me create a database profile. To create a database profile, you need to right click on the database mail and click on configure database mail. When you click on database mail, you will come to this wizard, welcome wizard. Click on next and
you select the first option called Set up Database Mail by performing the following task. Create a new email profile and specify the SMTP accounts. Specify profile security. Configure system parameters. Let me choose the first option. Click on Next. Here I'll give my profile name. I'm giving my profile name as Chakri Focus. I can give the description and I will add my SMTP accounts. When you click on SMTP accounts, okay, you'll have the option called new account. When you click on new account, it will ask me what is my account name. Let me give my account name. I'll give as Chakri Focus. Let me give my email ID. Let me display the name. Here I'll give my SMTP address. And I'll give the port name and I'll click on this server requires a secure connection SSL. Then I click on basic authentication. Here I'll give my email ID and password. Then I click on OK. When I click on OK, your account name is configured here. Then click on Next. Okay, here I have so many profiles. So I can click on default profile and click on default profile as S. Select the profile name and click on S. I click on Next. Then I click on Next again. So my profile is created here. Now how to send a test email from your profile? Okay, to send a test email, make sure that you open your Gmail account and this Gmail account should be a paid account. In this paid account, you have an option called low secure apps. You need to on those low secure apps. Now I'll show you how to on the low secure apps. Let me click on manage your Google account. Here I have an option called security. When you click on security, if you go down, you have an option called low secure apps. Make sure this is on. Okay, make sure this is on. Once this is on, then only your emails can be passed through from database mail. Then go back. If it is on, you can see the switch is on here. Okay, it is showing as on. Once this is on, just log out. Okay, now you are already configured the database mail. Let me send a test mail to my email account and show you whether my database profile is gone through or not. I'll right click on the database mail, click on send test email. Here I'll have so many profiles. Now from which profile I want to send a test email. I will send to my personal account. Okay, I'm giving a subject as database mail test from Chakri Focus. Okay, and I'll click on test email. When I click on OK, the mail should come into my mail inbox. Let me go to my personal email. I'll go to my inbox. Now you see I have received an test email from Chakri Focus profile. Now this is how you have to configure the database mail from SQL Server Management Studio. So this is the first check you need to define. Once this profile is through, you need to log out. Make sure you have your query in a mode of procedure. Let me go to my SQL Management Studio. I have written a procedure, one of my database, which is, okay, my database name is Focus 8020. Let me go to Focus 8020 database. This is my Focus 8020 database. In this, I'll click on Programmability, Store Procedures. Then I search for my store procedure, which I have already run through. So this is my store procedures. I'll just go to modify, and I will show you the query. In this query, I have written the HTML query as well as the query for generating a CSV file. So this is my store procedure. Okay, here you can see the store procedure written in the SQL. Okay, this procedure I am going to share in my channel. You can see this store procedure in my bio. Okay, this is my store procedure. Here this is the HTML query. Okay, and here I am executing a query through a view. You can see here the view. Okay, here I am giving a select statement using all the field names and executing from the table view. Okay, here again I am giving the file attachments to generate a CSV file. For that I have created a temp folder in the C folder, and I have given a full rights to the temp folder. Okay, here I am giving my SQL database mail profile. Okay, I am declaring the profile name, the attachment name, and the subject name for the email, and I am giving the labels here. Now you can see the profile name as Chakri. Okay, here I have commented here what to add. Okay, here I can give the recipient's name. Okay, here if you want to copy a recipient name, even you can copy the recipient name. Okay, and I have given a subject. Okay, then I am executing this store procedure through a job. Now how to schedule a job? I'll just show you how to schedule a job here. Okay, once you are through with your store procedure, now you need to schedule a job. I'll just close this. Now I go to the SQL Server Agent. Here I have SQL Server Agent. Here I have a job. Okay, here I have already scheduled a job. To schedule a job, you have to right click it and you have to click on new job. Here you have to give the job name. Okay, what is the job name? And here you have to give the store procedure execution. Now how to give that? You have to click on steps. Okay, click on new. Here you have to give the step name. Then you have to select the required database and you have to execute the store procedure here. Let me show you which I have already configured. Now this is my best sales. I'll just go to this best sales properties. Okay, now you can see here this is my general. Okay, here I am giving the job name, and in the steps what I did here is I have given the step name, what will be my job step, okay, to be executed. Then I am just configuring my database, from which database my store procedure has to work. Here I am giving execute procedure best sales. Once this is done, click on OK. Then click on OK. Then here you have to schedule a job. Now how to schedule a job? Go to properties, click on schedules. Okay, click on new. Here you will get the scheduler. You can give the schedule name. Here you have when to schedule. Okay, here you have recurring, as well as you have one time scheduling, as well as when automatically when SQL Server agent starts. So you have all these options. So I have selected as recurring. So I want this report on so and so particular days, okay, and occurrence will be weekly or monthly. If you want every week, select as weekly. If you want this report to be sent daily, you can select daily, or you can select monthly. So here in this report, I am sending this report weekly on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, but not on Saturdays and Sundays. Again, I can schedule the daily frequency time. Here I am defining every day at 12 a.m. in the midnight, this report has to be scheduled. Once this is scheduled, here you have the end date also. You can have a start date as well as end date. If you don't want this end date to be defined, you click on no end date. Okay, till you stop this job, this report will be sending to the recipient. Then click on OK. Now I'll just show you how this report is sent to an recipient, okay, from the SQL Management Studio. Right click on this report and click on a start job at setup. When you click this, now you see here, now the report is success. Now let me open my email and see whether I have received this report or not. Let me go to my Gmail account. I'll select my official email ID where I have this low secure apps option. Now you see here, I got a report which is sent to my email ID by defining a recipient email in my SQL query. Click on this. Now you can see there is a HTML report as well as there is an attachment report. Okay, let me download this report. Okay, I'll click on this downloads. I'll open this. Now you have an Excel report here. Okay, now this Excel report you can even format it to the Excel format. Text to columns. Okay, I'll select delimited. Click on next. I'll select comma. Okay, I'll select the comma here. Click on next and finish. Now you see my report is formatted according to the required columns. This is how you can set the report in the worksheet. Okay, so now I have covered how to send an email through a SQL store procedure. Okay, hope you like my video. If you like my video, please give a like. Thank you.